Netflix is officially moving forward with K-Pop Demon Hunters 2, a sequel to one of 2025's most buzzworthy animated films. Touted by Netflix as their very own Frozen, the stylish action fantasy flick blended slick animation, modern K-pop aesthetics, and traditional Korean folklore to electrifying effect. Now, with plans to expand the K-Pop Demon Hunters universe into a full-fledged franchise, including potential live-action adaptations, fans are excited, but also deeply wary. There's one big catch. Netflix might not know when to stop. The magic behind the original. K-Pop Demon Hunters exploded onto the scene with a visual and musical identity that felt refreshingly original. Rather than treating K-pop as a gimmick, it used the culture's intense fandom, performance rituals, and visual language to tell a sincere and supernatural story. The animation wasn't just a stylistic choice, it was a crucial storytelling device that allowed the film to express the hyperreality of idol life and the surreal stakes of fighting demons on and off the stage. It didn't just ride the Korean wave, it contributed to it. In a media landscape still starved for authentic Asian representation, K-Pop Demon Hunters served as both an action-packed adventure and a love letter to Korean identity, music, and mythology. The soundtrack was unforgettable, the fight choreography kinetic, and the pacing sharp. If anything, its only flaw was its abrupt ending, something that now makes more sense in light of sequel plans. Why a sequel makes sense, but also doesn't. There's undeniable potential in K-Pop Demon Hunters 2. The original's ending hinted at larger forces at play, and a follow-up could deepen the mythology, introduce new idols, and expand on the tensions between fame, identity, and supernatural responsibility. In the right hands, a sequel could elevate the franchise while preserving the creative flair that made the first movie a cult favorite. Still, the first film told a complete story. Its unexpected charm lay in how self-contained it felt. While not perfect, it didn't need a sequel to be meaningful. With Netflix's track record of running concepts into the ground for profit, some fans fear that K-Pop Demon Hunters may soon lose the very spark that made it special in the first place. The case against a live-action adaptation. The bigger concern, however, is Netflix's apparent interest in a live-action version. While live-action K-dramas and K-pop performances continue to dominate globally, that doesn't mean everything needs to be adapted into that mold. Part of K-Pop Demon Hunter's strength was how the animated format allowed for exaggeration, metaphor, and stylized storytelling, things that don't easily translate to live action without looking artificial or awkward. Turning this world into a live-action series or movie threatens to flatten the fantastical elements into cosplay and choreographed mimicry. A live-action K-Pop Demon Hunters would feel less like an artistic exploration of idol culture and more like a high-budget concert video with CGI demons thrown in. It may cater to a wider audience, but it would likely do so at the expense of the very subcultures and visual poetry it was built on. Worse, it sends a message that animation is merely a stepping stone to real content, a problematic idea that undervalues animated media, especially in stories that thrive on surrealism and symbolism. What Netflix could do instead. If Netflix wants to build a sustainable K-Pop Demon Hunters franchise, it would be smarter to double down on what made the original work: animation, cultural specificity, and musical innovation. There's room to explore different regions of Korean folklore, spotlight new fictional groups or solo artists, and dive deeper into the demon hunting mythology. The animation medium offers freedom, visually and narratively, that would be wasted in live action. That said, if a spin-off must happen in live action, it should be treated as a companion piece, not a remake. A fantasy K-drama set in the same universe, with fresh characters, new narrative arcs, and an understanding of Korea's storytelling traditions, might just work. Casting actual K-pop idols like ATEEZ as supernatural warriors could lend authenticity, while still preserving the theatricality fans love. But it must be treated with care, not as a marketing stunt. Preserving the art while expanding the universe. K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 could be a fantastic continuation, if Netflix chooses to respect its artistic roots rather than cash in on surface-level appeal. Animation isn't just a format, it's the soul of the original. The hyper-stylized action, emotional resonance, and cultural nuance work because they're heightened through the medium. More stories in this universe are welcome, but only if they understand why fans fell in love with it in the first place. What K-pop Demon Hunters offered was more than catchy songs and pretty visuals. It was a breakthrough in how East Asian storytelling can be expressed on global platforms. If Netflix is smart, it will let the animation lead the way, using sequels to celebrate what the first film accomplished rather than trying to remake it for a trendier market. Otherwise, it risks turning something revolutionary into just another commercial product.